Hello, people. Welcome to the Colloquy Podcast, episode 22, I believe. And yeah, so I've got a little bit of topic ideas written down. Lack of video ideas, stats of August, iMac G3 SSD issue, lack of money, using PowerPC as my main for week, and more in general, just using old tech for a week, and then finally setting up GoToSocial. So first things first, let's just do a recap. So I got the first video after the last podcast was Discord and Twitch for the iMac G3 adventures, where I was able to watch Twitch live streams and use Discord on my iMac G3, and in general just all my other PowerPC systems. After that, it was the iMac G5 adventures, where I failed to install Classic and Linux, but successfully installing Leopard. The title's a bit vague, and that's mostly just because of the stupid 100 characters in a video title. Next one, modding my iPhone 4S to have a clear, transparent back. Here it is, and looks quite cool. This is the original iPhone 4S I got. It did go a bit wrong, but I did manage to correct myself at a bit of a compromise, which isn't necessarily ideal, but at least it's something, I guess. After that, it's failing to install Linux Part 2, where once again failed to install Linux, but hey, at least I got Classic working. That's the iMac G5 Adventures episode 7. After that, it's me continuing my MacBook multi-boot series, where I basically upgrade the SSD to 480 gigs. I only end up copying mountain line because I had problems with copying High Sierra, so I could just easily do like a network install of High Sierra instead. But yeah, not much of a big problem. Plus, I'm good. For now at least, I'm using it as a server for my blockheads and eventually Xcode. So yeah, it's just on mountain line for now. And after that, it's attempting to install an SSD part 1 for the iMac G3 Adventures, also episode 7. So, So, basically, the main problem is I've worked this out. Sort of worked it out a couple months ago, really. It's just I didn't properly realise it until now, but now it matches up. So this is the iMac G3 SSD issue. So I had the 128 gig SSD originally in my MacBook, and I wanted to put it in the iMac G3 because that's as high as it supports. Now it is a crucial SSD. This is what I believe is the problem. So, if I put in my SanDisk that's supposed to be in my iMac G5, but it hasn't been in there for like a week or two, it boots off of it perfectly fine. The iMac G3 just boots into macOS 10 Tiger and whatever. However, if I try and boot into the Tiger install, for example, or the macOS 9 install I've put on that 120 gig, I think it's just 120 gigs, not 128. weather close enough ish. If I put that in to the iMac G3, it just doesn't get detected at all. And I'm pretty sure the issue is it's a crucial SSD, although I can't really test it with any other SSDs by crucial. I've got 3 now, I guess. But yeah, I'm still a bit restricted on that, unfortunately. So I can't properly test it, but that is my theory to the issue. So I'm probably going to have to buy another SSD, which is a nightmare because, I just bought one. Amazon.co.uk. Hopefully it doesn't show an address. Okay, cool. So I want SATA SSD, so I'm gonna get like the bottom of the barrel. Not crucial, as I said, that's a problem. Not a Samsung. I've never owned a Samsung or a Kingston, so I can't tell you anything. Or Alexa. What I want is a SanDisk. What's the lowest capacity? Well, 120 gigs is currently unavailable, which makes me think they've like discontinued it. For T40, it is 44, but what model is this? Independent. Oh wait, that's for an independent unit. It is 2819. Now this is an SSD plus. We've got a 3D SSD. Let me just scroll up. I want oh god. I want a SanDisk SATA SSD. So you've got SSD plus, that's what I was just looking for. You've got Ultra, which I believe is just a really fast version. Might be wrong. So they only go down to 500 gigs, which is not useful for what I want. And then there's a 3D SSD. We've got this one, but that's like proper premium. Why is it 1,200 quid? Don't ask me. We've got like WD Blue SSDs. I don't get that. So it seems quite expensive for a 2 terabyte. Slide another one. Another weird one. Don't ask me anything. If you go on here, it should. No, it doesn't give me the storage capacity selector. So let's see if I can just search up. Ooh, for God's sake, what is it doing that? Anyways, if I do 120 gig SATA ones, yeah, that's not available. So it looks like that's big. Get PNY, but I don't know if a PNY is going to actually work. I could alternatively get an oversized 240 gig SSD, but that's just like burning money essentially. So yeah. Now I guess let's go to the next topic. So I've pretty much described my sort of theory, I guess you could say. So let's look at some analytics, some stats for August 2023. So I've got 2,733 views, which makes it my most viewed month this year. All time question mark? Probably. But yeah, I get some ridiculous amount of views. Sort of slowed down at a point, but it wasn't too bad. It only dropped down to 41 after this spike here, which isn't too bad because this after the initial spike it dropped down to 28, which isn't good, and then before the spike it was 25. So yeah, got some big watch time, which roughly correlates to the views. Though it looks like the watch time on the 21st of August, which was just barely my most viewed day by 2 views, has a massive spike compared to, what is it, the 20th, it's literally the day before, which only has 2.7, blah 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 blah. You get the point. And then for subscribers, I did actually lose a subscriber on the 30th, which is a bit unfortunate, but since then, as of today, well, yesterday I guess, I have regained a subscriber, so I'm in relatively safe hands, and currently I've got 86 views. Oops, I was confused, it's because it's in subscribers, but yeah, so yeah, now I guess this is the thing, I've got a bit of a lack of video ideas, and alongside that, lack of money. So I'm not sure exactly. I do want to start giving people the option to donate to me. I just need to figure out some stuff. I think for the next year, I don't like it, but I'm gonna probably have to use a crypto wallet. After that, I'll probably like open up like Patreon, Libera Pay, whatever really. Probably just those two really. Don't really need much more. Really, I like delist the crypto, assuming I actually end up making it. I do. Things though, the problem is crypto might not be necessarily useful because I can't put it in real currency. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. But hey, at least it's money. I guess I could just turn it into money. Make it like Patreon or more like a PayPal account, but yeah. So that's a bit of a problem. Now the reason, no, I don't want like loads of money. Let's be real, but I just need some. Like I'm not actually like that worried about like losing money on the YouTube channel. Like I consider it a subscription essentially. Like I lose some money because it's a subscription, but it gets me some views, some content, whatever. But yeah, now there are some plans. There are 2 things I want to buy. One of them, I can easily squeeze video content out of. The other, not necessarily. So the 2 main things I want to buy this month is an iMac, which is basically an iMac G4, but it's cheaper because it's targeted towards the education market, and it's a CRT, which is the main reason I want it, if I'm being honest. There's one that I've found, it's quite far away, but it's quite cheap last time I checked. Hopefully it's like not gone up in auctions because I haven't actually checked it in like a day. So it's like the cheapest iMac out there. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. There's a new one. It's new though, that's the only problem. It's apparently 1.25 gigahertz according to the description. Yep, that matches up to an image. From Reading Freight. What does freight mean necessarily? I don't understand. But yeah, it's got a gig of RAM. That's not too bad. 1.25 gigahertz. My PowerBook is 1.25 gigahertz. Yes, this one. Okay, there's one bid. No, I don't know if that's me. Well, my dad does this for me. But it's basically 40 quid with postage, like including the postage. and I basically need the postage because it is located somewhere too far away. Skegness, which is quite north, essentially. Like, I think pretty north. Yeah, so 3. I don't really understand what that means. And then there's 1445 from Cardiff, which is not an option. Yeah, this is the problem with getting these big items. It's like collection only, or expensive postage, or just in general the computer's too expensive, and so on. So that's my main problem. So yeah, the only problem is this cheap one. I say cheap. It's not actually been shown powered on, and I don't know the specs. But it does come with the keyboard and mouse, the Pro mouse, and I guess it's the Pro keyboard. So it's actually different from what I've got. I've got the My mouse and whatever that keyboard's called. I think it's just called Apple keyboard. I might be wrong. But yeah. So, I saw enough iPhone 3GS, which I'm using for notes, just because it's like the newest device to me that has the Notes app, which is really useful. I just cannot be bothered to reinstall it on like my iPhone 8 or my SE or whatever. On to the next thing, I guess. I'll change to my webcam, because why not? Yeah, so I've got another video idea, although this is a bit risky. Using PowerPC as my main computer for a week. Technically, it's possible because you've got Discord Lite. I can watch Twitch streams. Theoretically, I should be able to connect to Twitch chat. Theoretically. What else? I can theoretically, well, I can watch YouTube. It won't be the best quality. Same with the Twitch. Well, actually, on my Power Mac, it does seem to handle Twitch quite well. I think I was able to get 720p. The only problem is the stream that I was watching. Like, the streamer was having internet connection issues, so I couldn't actually properly, fairly test it. But when it was going smoothly, I was testing it on the iMac G3, so it's more limited by that. But by the time I switched to watching it on the Power Mac, it was the actual stream itself was dropping frames. But I'm pretty sure it was handling 720p fine, which is quite good. 720p is quite a decent resolution to watch a Twitch stream. So yeah. What else? Yeah, theoretically I should be able to Twitch chat as it uses IRC, although it's technically only supposed to be for bots, not actual end users. I still haven't bothered to actually test my theory out. But yeah. And in general, just using old tech for a week, iPhone 3GS or iPhone 2G, use that as my main phone for a week as well. It definitely would make for some content. So, yeah, that's an idea I have floating through. I'm quite surprised at how quickly I've been going through these topics. Because, I've literally still got 6 topics. Yeah, but, yeah. So, yeah, so the things I would do, PowerPC as my main computer, I think, honestly, isn't that bad. And I think eventually, whenever I get like Linux or OpenBSD actually running, I think I can, achieve a lot more as well. I mean, the iMac G5 is, quite a powerful system that I've got. Like my model is one of the higher end models. It's the dual 2 gigahertz. Of course, it's got a bit of limitations. Well, I say limitations, they're not really being reached by what I'm doing right now, but they could be in the future. The limitation being the fact that I've only got 2 gigs of RAM. Now, there is actually 6 gigs of RAM inside the iMac, but the only problem is it can only support up to 4 gigs. And yeah, it basically doesn't detect all of the RAM. So the only way to get the full 4 gigs is to buy completely new sticks. I don't know why it's been improperly configured. Because it's like, what is it? It's like two gig. No. Yeah, two gig sticks, which makes 4, and then 2 1 gig sticks. It basically only detects the 1 gig sticks. So I am limited to 2 gigs. But as I say, it's not really much problem. I mean, Minecraft, which is probably the most resource intensive thing I've actually done on it, really, has only taken, on my iMac G3, I've managed to run it perfectly fine with 128 megs, so clearly it's not that much of an issue. And by the looks of it, 768 megs of RAM is overkill. Although, to be fair, I do run it at a slightly higher render distance of like 6. But even then, that shouldn't affect memory usage that much. It shouldn't like significantly do significant RAM usage increases. So I really don't think that will be much issue, but I can always, as I said, upgrade to 4, which is, double the RAM. Maybe I'd need to do it for video editing, but really I think I need to make a video on the iMac G5 to see if it works. I might do that later today. Could be an idea. Could be some content, I guess, in a way. Though I don't know. So yeah, maybe I should do a thing where I just try and film an entire video entirely on the iMac iMac G5. That'd be a task. Using PC as my main would technically do, although I'd probably maybe do on multiple computers, I don't know. No, I'll probably try and do it on the iMac. But yeah, I'm a bit nervous for tomorrow starting college. Yes. Especially when you don't really necessarily, last time I met my friends, I didn't necessarily end it with good terms like last time I saw them, which was almost 2 months ago, which is ridiculous. That's like, it's like 1.5 months essentially, because it's like not the 14th, right? I think it was the 1st July, and then September. I'm doing something on screen. What was the first day of July? First was Saturday, so it was the 2nd, and the Friday was the 14th. Okay, so yeah, I haven't really properly seen them since 14th. I've seen one of them. Whatever that day was printed. It was on last Friday, which was. So look. Right. Oh god, what have I done? Sorry. I'm doing calendar stuff, which was the 25th. Oh yeah, of course. But didn't talk. Didn't say anything really. I mean, I really don't know how to feel about it. I don't really know what's going on. But I do know we're meeting up in the main bit. I'm assuming in the main bit. I'm pretty sure that's what it said. 8:30. Um, was it 8:30 or 9? I don't know, but that's like the time I'm supposed to be there. And doing whatever. Normally the people that I seem to annoy the most last time, like, on the 14th, well, it's actually on the 30th, but, or even on the 14th, um, was, are the ones that are doing the same course to me, I believe. So, yeah. Not something I necessarily wanted to deal with, but the other course that I applied for, um, was esports, and I just it didn't feel right for me. In a way, I felt like I'd be a bit out of place, and that was mostly just because of the other people that I've known for 5 years. God, 5 years. Jesus Christ. I say that in a way, it does feel a long time ago. I mean, what day would it have been? I don't know what day was it. I don't think it's the first. I think it's the 5th we started on. I was absolutely scared back in year 7. 5 years. I seriously hate to be that person. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe it's 5 years ago. But half of me wouldn't say, yeah, it's 5 years ago. This happens a lot. But the other half says, oh god, no way, that was 5 years ago. You know, I've got a bit of money. I mean, I've got like, not 20 quid's worth. No, 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 no. No. I've got, okay, maybe, yeah, like 20 quid's worth in my wallet. I just need to remember to take it. To be fair, my badge is also in there, right next to my wallet, so I'll probably remember to bring it. But yeah, I've got a lot of money stuffed in there. I've even got more over there. It's mostly in 20p's, which isn't the most convenient, but I've like a couple pounds, couple 50p's, you know. But yeah, I don't know what to bring. I'm probably gonna bring like one of my devices alongside my boring iPhone 8 because supposedly they could call and messages because they have my phone number, they have my email. Actually, technically, only half of the bits in college that I've got to deal with actually have my email. So, haha, I win. Although they do have my phone number, so there's that. I really don't check my emails often. I really don't. Yeah, also, I couldn't even log into my college email a couple of days ago whenever I did it. Ooh, Twitch can't successful login, don't care. But yeah, I really do. I don't really know how to feel. I'm assuming I'm more on my own. I mean, it is technically sort of mainstream I'm dealing with, which once again, half of me likes that, half of me doesn't. You know, I've been trapped away, not in mainstream for how long? 9 years. 9 years. It's so gonna be weird going back there. I don't understand. No, 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 I won't say that. Maybe that's a bit too harsh. But yeah, hopefully I'll enjoy it. I mean, maybe I'll have some hash browns in the morning, assuming the canteen's open. If not, then I'm gonna be massively screwed. hope it is. Absolutely hope it is. Although at the same time, I'm probably just gonna like stuff me with food and spend a lot of money. Luckily, in a way, the vending machines are card only. I don't have a card, so I literally cannot um use them. I do find stupid card only stuff. Well, I guess with machines it sort of makes more sense, but I've had times where there are literal places that are like people working there, like the as cashiers, and it's like card only. Card only? Are you actually joking? Like, seriously. But yeah, can't want to open my thing with the pass and the my badge pass with the ID, but probably doesn't. Oh, I really don't like the photo on it, and that's just oh, it was really exhausting that day because I spent like an hour and a half at the college, where basically the process was so you had what CDs that? Oh, I see. Yeah, so the process was basically go up to a room for enrollment. This is like a lot more there was a lot more stuff going on than I thought there would be. I was absolutely scared. So you have go up to wherever you go to for enrollment. Now I made an embarrassing mistake. So I knew the IT rooms. So basically the layout of the college, it's like a fork with three prongs. Okay, maybe not. That's a bad thing. But basically, you have three different long bits of building that are 5 floors tall. Um, yeah, arranged like prongs. But imagine the bit that connects them isn't at like the bottom, which is nice, but instead it's in the middle. That's essentially what you've got. Um, yeah, that's basically the layout I've just said. What was it going to say? Yeah. Now, I knew the IT bit was in the middle with alongside the esports, and I thought it was on the top floor. The annoying thing is they gave the exact things it was on the fourth floor, but it was W4 for West Wing 4th floor, and not C4, I guess it would be. For the middle one, the central one. So we went up to central one, and oh god, no. Yeah, basically the enrollment thing was for some reason where the animal care is. Don't ask me. I don't know why. And I mean the staff literally was saying they didn't know why either. Fair enough. Because it's weird. Yeah, so that's basically my assumption and sort of my ignorance there. I actually made a mistake. It was really annoying because I was sucked up all of my energy going up and down 2 sets of stairs up 4 floors, which is just really not, which is exhausting. So I was really exhausted. Luckily, all the enrollment stuff, which was basically showing the GCSE results, birth certificate, and like apparently was just on the line for level 2 and level 3, and basically opted for level 2 because I didn't pass my English language. By pass, you need to get a grade 4. I got a grade 3. Technically, it's all a pass, but yeah. So I've got to retake English at college. But apart from that, I was, yeah, so did level 2 because it's supposedly easier, and also I could always just be upgraded to level 3. The only problem is it's 2 years. So yeah. Ho, 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 ho. So that's going to be like massive. So I've basically doing IT. I think I've probably already said that. So yeah. And then after that was back in the main entrance bit where was just waiting to get up to these people. That's it. Because it's basically saying, oh, are these details correct? Are these details correct? Here's the birth certificate. Here's the GCSE results. So it's pretty much the same thing. And then that took probably like, oh God, I feel like forever, probably about 15 minutes because it was quite busy. And then the final step was taking the photo for the pass ID. What's the other one? Badge. Which was basically only took a couple of minutes, thankfully. But yeah, not the most exciting thing, and in total probably took like 1.5 hours. Didn't feel necessarily that productive, and I wouldn't necessarily say was particularly enjoyable. But yeah, that's what happened. So yeah. Yeah, part of me is excited, part of me is not. Yeah, I'm not sure what device I want to bring with me. I do want to like bring the laptops because I'm assuming I can do that. It's just put in my bag. Assuming you're allowed laptops in the canteen. I mean, have you seen people on phones? I've seen people on iPads, so presumably I can use a laptop at the canteen during break, which is an hour. Is it an hour in total? I think it's an hour in total. Which is just really, really. And it's not even that long when you think about it. So maybe I'm just trying to think of too much. But maybe if I do video editing there, oh, my life would be a lot easier, and I'd probably actually be able to upload my videos on times on college days, which would be quite cool. But yeah, I mean, the days aren't even really that much shorter either because you got the partnership with Mold School, basically. Sort of like sixth form, essentially, like. And basically the college sends homework. Now you only get to do the courses 3 days a week. However, the school bit, the partnership, does the homework bit on the spare 2 weekdays. So I still have to go in 5 days a week. Which I really don't like. And especially by the impressions they have gave to me. Oh, it's just it feels like it's going to be really boring and really just lifeless. And really not excited. What I'm going to do, I guess I'm going to have to do English as well. Well, it's really, just really not excited. Like, seriously, not excited at all. But yeah. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on, and I really don't. I mean, I have a vague idea, but yeah, I don't have like a proper idea, which I'm not a fan of. Yeah. I mean, it's September now. Whoa. You know what? I'm trying to think. Was it the 4th that I started doing? And what day was the 4th in 2018? 4th of September was Tuesday. Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, I think it's okay, it must have been a 3rd or the 4th actually. What was I looking at earlier? Was I looking at August? That might have explained the weird confusion. Yeah, I must have been looking at August. Oops. But yeah. Yeah, so I'm not necessarily... Yeah, I'm just really mixed about tomorrow, I guess. I really do feel like I'm really on my own. That's the main problem. But I guess I gotta learn or something. I don't know. You know, it's probably the most independent I've ever been. I'm not independent. And I'd say a decent chunk of that's not necessarily by choice. But hey, Jesus Christ. 1 year and 2 months until I can just say screw it. I'm going full independent. I'm getting away on whatever. I don't really know how that's really good. Well, I've not really properly looked in. I've done actually a bit of research recently about some laws in the place I want, one of the places I've been wanting to go to, and if I'm being honest, really the only place I want to go to, which is Canada. And yeah, if I go to Canada, I believe the options that I will go to, no, Nova Scotia's definitely one. I think Newfoundland and Labrador's another that I might be going to. At least going to the... Oh, I won't live in Canada. Because I can seriously not stand this place. Seriously, the UK is just absolutely downhill. Although, ironically, probably by the time then, Labour have got, and hopefully, theoretically, the UK should be a bit of a better place to be. But it is definitely mentally draining to be thinking, yes, I am living in the UK for at least the next year and 2 months, but let's be real, it's probably not going to be just the next year and 2 months. And then also, it's just don't get this. It's like, when will I actually get out of this country? The answer is probably quite depressingly in 2025 at the very least. Hopefully by 2026 I'm not in this country anymore. Although, you know, I don't know what the residency requirements is. I actually haven't looked at that. That's probably one of the things that I really should be checking. What about res e is it residence? I don't know. We'll go to Canada, blah blah, Canada.ca. Express entry, oh god. Sponsored. Back, don't care. Big in cultural or athletic activities. That doesn't actually really sound like it's a skilled worker, whatever that means. Implied have well, if I applied for express entry or not after with an application, blah 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 blah. I don't know. Okay, start a business and creating jobs. I don't know. Great, but being nominated. What the? Seriously, what's just like? I don't know. See, this is the last thing I have no clue about. G pill integration. Temporary, yeah, maybe like this. You can no longer submit an application. It's limited. You may be in. I don't know. What on earth you would do? This is not very useful. Congratulations, school, they're working. Graduating from a school or working in New Atlantic. By graduating from school or working in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. I guess that would probably be what I'd go for. Okay, you can now submit the how you can take part in the program. Yeah, this guess this is a bit I underestimated this, but yeah, I think probably one of these provinces and New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, or Newfoundland and Labrador. These apparently 1,355. So it's probably about maybe less than £1,000, I think. You know what? Let me just to CAD to GBP. It's a bit. What's the word? Oh, okay, only 800. It's a lot less. Nice. And, oh, you have to get a job offer from a designated employer in Atlantic Canada to participate. Canada. You must be a recent graduate or a skilled worker. He's a skilled worker. Just being I Yeah, temporary work permit. It's only for the Atlantic immigration employers specific. Yeah, can only work for you. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't necessarily get this, but I'll probably look at that off camera. But yeah, I think Canada does really well with the Oh, I do want to go to other places, probably. I mean, the US is, a massive screaming thing in my face. It'd be at least cool to go to some of the better states. What's the political? US. I guess what is the word? Political map, I guess. The political map count as what I want. Basically, which states are red, which ones are blue. Okay, so it's weird. I've got to flip this. So something like that, basically. Political elections like this one. So basically, sounds. I don't know if Arizona's blue anymore. I don't know. Apparently, Georgia's blue state. Things I've got to really flip the mind around because I'm used to blue being, the Tory party and red being like Labour in the UK. Yeah. Okay, in this map, Arizona's red, which seems more correct, and Georgia's red. Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean. Blue, 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 blue. On the only ones that I'm surprised are blue. Virginia, I wouldn't expect that to be blue, I guess. I'm not a political expert, but yeah, maybe Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, maybe. I know someone from Oregon, and yeah, I think from what I could tell, yeah, it did seem like a blue state. Yeah, and this one is likely red. This is from Obama Rooney, so that's 2012. Yeah, it says it there. Okay, so I guess Virginia's more more of a red sort of a mixed bag, I guess. Oh, this one. When's this one from? I don't know. It's weird seeing like some blue bits in red states. Oh, I mean, oh god, Texas is mostly blue. That doesn't feel right. Oh, this is for Jimmy Carter and Gerald Ford. That's why sold. When was that? That was like 70s, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. There's not really like what's like 2020. Let's see. I want the 2020 version. Okay, I'm assuming this is a map. Oh, that's a projection. That's not necessarily. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, okay. God. Yeah, it's kind of surprising there's a lot of. Okay, not surprising there's a lot of red states, but I don't know. I guess, the blue states are relatively high in population, like California and New York have quite high populations. But yeah, it's the not dotted line, like I don't know what you call it, the crossed out ones are just like not fully likely, I think. Because, Arizona's being red, Georgia's being red, don't know about Pennsylvania, but Wisconsin was definitely red. It seriously confuses me. But yeah, I don't get necessarily US politics, but I'll probably go to maybe like New York, maybe like the New England area, maybe like California, the West Coast during not summer, winter when it's less cold because the temperatures are going to be like absolutely ridiculous otherwise, and just don't want to deal with that. But yeah, I mean, what other countries? We're like Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland. I think Iceland would be quite a nice place to go to. And they also, you've got to think about the fact that I've literally never been in an airplane, so that is a thing that could be a bit worrying. I don't know how I'd deal with that. Hopefully, I say this, it's probably not happening because like 2025 is still quite near to the future, but like hopefully they stop using, they start switching to more green planes, electric planes or whatever, hydrogen planes, whatever there is, because we've got electric cars now, and they're relatively usable, but yeah, I think once they come across, I just don't want to pollute the world. Also, you've got the problem of public transport. I don't necessarily know what the maps like. Canada, um, railway map, I guess. I don't really know. I think it's one across the country, and from that's in 1979. Not the unfortunate state. It's probably closed down a bit. See, actually that different. It looks like it's actually a bit further. Even goes to New York, so if I live in Canada, I can just go into train to New York. Or you've got like passport and stuff, so that's a big problem. But yeah, Calgary's a bit left out. Same with Virginia, which is a bit of a shame. Hey, but to be fair, they are relatively small places compared to like Vancouver, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Halifax. I don't know, maybe Halifax actually quite equal. I'm not necessarily fully aware, but yeah. God, it's only 2 trains a week, like, bit of a problem, but yeah. 5 to 7 train. Oh, wait. No, it's to do with the thickness. My apologies. Okay, so that's 3 trains, I think. Right, yeah, 3 trains a week, which actually isn't too bad each way as well. But yeah, you've got like here in Nova Scotia, it's actually quite, yeah. I think we've got like these ones. That's Quebec's got this like weird own railway. That is Quebec, right? Yeah, Montreal's there. Quebec. Okay, yeah. I've got. Oh, it actually goes into Newfoundland and Labrador, or just barely misses it because there's a bit of spike going out there. That's like its own separate thing. Thing is, I really don't want a car. And not wanting a car really does significantly limit me to like place those big cities like Ottawa or Toronto probably, or Vancouver, but I think Vancouver's pretty much out of the question due to laws in British Columbia. So that's why I don't want to be in the British Columbia. At that point, that law might not matter. It's just I don't really think it's a good law. Because I might be living in the UK for long enough. But yeah, I mean, assuming this is like up to date, which I mean it probably is compared to the other one I saw. I mean, the way it slightly visualizes it is a bit different, so it's actually a bit hard to tell differences. But yeah, there's some bits at the very least that lean into the US. I mean, as I said, there's Seattle, Portland, Eugene, go down there. Yeah, but I think for now, at least the time I'm living in the UK, I really don't plan on getting a car. Oh wait, I've literally gone. Yeah, so this is the map. Sorry about that. Yeah, so this is the map of Canada railways, supposedly. Amtrak. Oh yeah, that's the US thing. I've heard about that. But yeah, I think Canada's. Yeah, I say it's a nice place to live, but you've also got the problem of I still haven't actually been there. But yeah, I'm not the great. Also, it's in like passport quite well. I say relatively expensive. It's quite a bit of money, isn't it? Um, UK passport cost. What does the cost of the passport cost? Passport fees. Standard faithful page. What does a frequent traveller mean? I think it might mean you get like stamped when you go to other countries. I think in your passport, or say. I might be wrong. Also, it's even more expensive when you're over 16, which is me, of course. Got a passport for people born on or before the 2nd of October 1929 is free. Are you actually joking? Yeah. Yeah, if you need to get a passport urgently, it costs more. So doesn't it like take, how long does it take? Oh God. Yeah, oh, it's only for the not frequent traveller passport, which is Yeah. If I'm being honest, I don't actually mind the Gov UK website design. Looks alright. It's not fancy. It's not like horribly modern or anything. Although the menu button there, oh okay, that's a bit annoying. Like the buttons were still up there, being nice. Though to be fair, you've got the fitter, though the fitter's quite big. But yeah, um, yeah. So how if you need passport urgency, who to apply, ways to apply, blah blah, fast track, doesn't seem to say. Oh, online improvement. You get your new passport, your appointment's lost. Cost 193, yeah. See, I wouldn't like fast track it. That just seems like genuinely a waste of time. I'm impatient, yes, but like seriously, that's just way too much. Yes, I wouldn't want that full on passport. But yeah, maybe I should like investigate. I don't know, maybe like search up like Canada without a car. On budget without a car. I mean, there's trains. Also, I don't know how much trains are. Hopefully, they're not too much, but at the same time, don't know how you'd get across more nearby places. Like, too far for walking, but like, guess you could cycle. Um, the yeah, you've got airplanes, but I don't really want that, as I said. Um, yeah, got like carpool, so you like share cars, renting a car. Yeah, I don't know about renting a car. That seems a bit ridiculous. With carpool, it makes a bit more sense. But yeah, passports are a bit expensive. What was the fee? So if I'd want 80, 50. Yeah, that's a lot of money. And then you've also got to consider the cost to get to Canada in the first place. Like, how much is that going to cost? So, also these prices could change within the next year. Prices do change. And I mean, a year ago, stuff was probably cheaper. Inflation. And most of that's because of the rubbish government in the UK. But yeah, I mean, Canada really does seem like a nice place. It's just like the car problem is probably the big problem, which is why I kind of don't want to live there, but at the same time, it might be a better option than actual European countries, because I've still not properly looked into European countries. Iceland seems like a cool place, but I'm not sure I'd want to actually live there, because it's very isolated. Part of the reason I wouldn't be in Canada is because a lot of things are only available in like US and Canada only. And then you've got like Sweden, Norway, Finland, maybe Denmark, but probably not Denmark. I think Denmark's too south. But yeah, you've got all those places and so on and so on. I really should do research, but to be fair, I've got a lot of time to research. You know, still got a year and 2 months. It's kind of crazy. It's only a year and 2 months. As I said, I can't believe it. Once again, it's the same thing. Half of me can't believe it, and then the other half says, "Oh, finally, felt like forever." You know? I, I am impatient. You know, I do think it is stupid that, oh, once I'm able to turn 18, oh, I can drink alcohol or buy cigarettes or those horrible stuff, or, just live an independent life, which is a lot more reasonable, you know. Good, I could start to learn to drive a car this year. Just only thought about that. It's not actually really properly occurred to me. Oh, I probably won't. Number one, it's expensive. Number two, what am I actually going to achieve by learning how to drive? Like, nothing. Oh, I don't want to do drive. I don't like cars. Yeah, I just ride a bike. You don't need to be 18 to ride a bike to wherever. Last time I checked. Well, technically 17 you need to learn to drive a car. For a moped, I believe it's 16. And then I don't know about much else, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's hope for the future. I'm probably like one of the 5 people. Maybe optimistic is actually the wrong word. I was going to say optimistic, but maybe excited is the correct word to use. I'll switch to that. So I swear everyone's just so miserable about the future. And let's be real, there are things I'm not necessarily excited about for the future, with the main one being like 2G and 3G shutdowns and this piece of text going to be obsolete soon. It just makes me miserable. And we've dropped support for this. Dropped support and stuff like that. That just I don't want. But it happens. I just really don't like it. Well, if I ever get into software development, which I say, I want to do, I want to do, I want to do, I want to do, I want to do. Oh, it's just like nightmare. I just don't want to drop support for anything, if I'm being honest. Like, just arbitrarily dropping support for the Windows XP. Like, let's say VLC arbitrarily drop support for Windows XP. Now, they haven't dropped support for XP, right? Actually, I think there have been some issues with newer versions of VLC. I'm not sure. Windows requirements. Oh yeah, XP Service Pack 3. Yeah, so it's like all for 9598/me. Just install with kernel EX or just use an old version of VLC. Problem solved. Excuse me, that's a bit of a stupid thing to say. VLC runs on all version of Windows from XP Service Pack 3 to the last version of Windows 11. That's just a bad thing to say, because you say all versions and it's like, oh no, actually we only support XP Service Pack 3 and above. I wouldn't agree with that. Yeah, that's a bit misleading. Yeah, VLC for iOS It supports only iOS 9 or later. So yeah, previous releases from 8.0, 7.0, 6.1, 5. I know there's one for 5. Maybe there's one for 4.3, although I'm not sure because the one for 5 is quite early, the version number. But yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I do. It does annoy me. Yeah, people are miserable about the future. Ooh, Putin's going to end the world. Well, yes, Putin's an evil dictator and whatever. I don't think he's that stupid to just like nuke the world or start a war necessarily. I think there'd have to be some serious issues for the start of world like another war, I mean they're already technically in a war, but we've all been saying, oh, World War Three, is this World War Three? Is this the start of World War Three? I mean, look at what's happened. Absolutely nothing. And if I'm being honest, it's really probably not going to change. I just think people are miserable sometimes. But yeah, God, I find weird that the fact that the topics I've been planning to talk about are the ones that just like barely, like, all of them in total only take like 20 minutes. Whilst the ones that, the one I guess it's a couple I've been talking about now, the ones that I wasn't planning to talk about took, 40 minutes, 15 minutes, question mark. But yeah. So yeah. Um, yeah. So what else is there to say? I'm really not sure there was. Also, earlier I was a bit worried about the length of things to talk about. As I literally finished, well, most like finished my topics at like the 20-something minute mark. But yeah, um, God, yeah, I think that might be it for today. Um, oh, actually, there's one thing I haven't talked about. Oops. So I've been attempting to host a GoToSocial instance, and I didn't even realise they don't actually have like a web client. You have to use like a Mastodon client essentially, and there's one they used. I can't even remember what it's called. Like recommended, not used. But yeah, I basically haven't properly got it set up, and I'm really not sure what the problem is. At least I managed to get it set up because I can't say the same for a coma or calc key. Although to be fair with Mastodon, I did sort of get it set up, but not properly. And look, I got probably a relatively similar stage, although I didn't actually manage to create a user account, unlike what I did on GoToSocial, because there's not actually a way to create accounts from the website. You have to make it, basically ask the server operator to make an account for you, and I don't know, you change the account info or whatever. Not ideal at all, but eventually they'll add it. Let's be real, it'd be ridiculous not to. But yeah, I do. I'm really actually kind of tempted to use my iPhone SE on iOS 10 as my main phone. Just because it's really small. I like that. The design's quite nice. Um, you know, although I don't like the fact that it's silver, but I'm just gonna have to cope. deal with it, whether. But yeah, it runs, nice and fast on iOS 10. But yeah. So, I guess, yeah, so have I got things to say now? I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's going to be it today. If you want to find whatever Clyro, my Kamas, my YouTube, so you're already on my YouTube potentially, go to clyro.cc. I also want to try and start self-hosting my website, but that's a bit of a problem because I can't seem to host like my Fedi, even like Omcast and GoToSocial simultaneously. And the same goes with like hosting a website locally. So I'm really not sure what I'd have to do. But yeah, clyro.cc is my website. All my links are there. That's going to be it for today. And goodbye.